LGD's turn to ban. Navi's turn to pick. LGD's turn to pick. Remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Navi's turn to pick.
'Navi's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. LGD's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining.
Camera guy's hard on for decades.
Reserve time. Navi's turn to ban. LGD's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. LGD's turn to pick.
Beastmaster.
Navi's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. LGD's turn to pick.
Outworld Devourer.
Navi's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
They have Oracle. Oracle OD Beastmaster.
Even Ember is like considering chains him.
Yeah, 3 heroes that are really good against it, one that's hard to catch. Kick Wop.
Wind Ranger at your service.
Okay.
LGD's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. Reserve time. Navi's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. LGD's turn to pick.
Oh!
Navi's turn to pick.
When in Kiev, blindly root for Na'Vi. It seems Na'Vi fever. Na'Vi fever has taken over Ryu's Boris.
100%.
I don't even want to know what they did to him in that room while that game was going on. They set him straight. Threats were made. Bottles were broken.
I went to grab some water between the games. As I walked past to get the water, Na'Vi were actually blocking the way, and 4 of them were there, standing outside the panel room. Dendi wasn't there, so I don't know what Dendi and Ryu were doing inside that room, but
whatever they were doing, apparently it worked, because they took game number 1. Here we are, game 2 of the best of 3. Na'Vi pulling out the Drow, and LGD, the even more crazy pick, Ogre McGee.
Yeah, Ogre's actually the surprise here for me. It fits the bill, like the Ryu was talking about, get Bounty or get Earth Spirit, and it's a similar kind of vein where you roam around, you're a bit of a bully and a bruiser. It has the added benefit of being able to beef up the OD with Bloodlust as well, so curious to see what they can get out of this, but Go Ranger Aura, Benj, Prophet, the mid lane alone with an IO Wind Ranger is going to be miserable for the OD. This is going to be a tough early to mid game for LGD.
And I think, God's the biggest worry here for LGD is unless this Ember is insanely farmed, they do not have much D-push. They have axes, they have Sleight of Fist. And
their D-push is killing Na'Vi, running in at Na'Vi and killing their hero.
So basically they have to Na'Vi.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
And that is not the LGD style. They like to sit back, chill, like use their, like defend high grounds in like a slow, methodical fashion. No, you gotta go in, otherwise Na'Vi will melt your buildings in no time at all.
Ruins are about to spawn here, so Neko deviating from the crit build on the IO, going for the classic, just bottle rush it seems. He'll get his bounty rune and be bringing that bottle out soon. So it will be an interesting dual lane here mid, at least to start. Dendi on the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, an interesting
had a great performance on this here earlier.
They're so confident in their lanes, they're not giving Dendi a bounty rune. That really speaks a lot to just Na'Vi's draft and overall strategy. So,
But Ogre will help at least at first, so he's 2v2, not gonna just give Dendy the free bully advantage.
he's got to. There's already True Shot, Precision Aura leveled up, and this is just a brutal lane stage. But the problem is Ogre's mid. That means Nature's Prophet has a 1v2 with Treants. Treant's just going to follow MMY around, harass him, and General should be able to farm, at least get some decent amounts of levels as well as last hits in this top lane.
Yeah, but Aggressive wants to get him out of here. He's up for the level 1 Flame Guard, does a lot of damage. The magic absorb is very poor, but no way for Nature's Prophet to remove it. So, will be pretty effective early on. Overall laning setup, gods, we can, I think, start at the bottom lane and work our way around. Where do you see the advantages for each team?
So, Na'Vi, they should win the bottom lane. Na'Vi, they should win the mid lane. Na'Vi, they should probably win the top lane too, LD.
Alright, so you're seeing a clean 3-0 sweep across all the lanes.
Hey, it really is, like, as far when I say like win like a lane like a Nature's Prophet in 1v2, where in general is going to get farm and levels out of this lane. He'll get what he needs, and then he'll be able to get active on the map with his phase boots, teleport around, and be active. Mid lane, Wind Ranger with Droor and the IO support should be able to trade harass, last hit pretty well. OD's done a good job at least getting a couple CS here and there, but his CS has come from using Astral. He's the Astral Dendy just to secure last hits. Xiao Wei actually, okay, correction, I think Xiao Wei will do alright in this bottom lane. He's already shown an ability to get a decent amount of CS and farm, although that may not continue once Droog gets a few more levels. Right now, Dichara not leveling anything up at level 2. Curious to see if he's going to go for Frost Arrows or not.
You know, I was about to ask you, did they take you aside after Euphoria's, but I think Xiao Wei shot you a dirty look as you looked over your shoulder and you changed your tune real quick. Yeah. But on a more serious note, September now, grabbing a haster, rambling about from mid to top, and may connect here for a potential first blood. General, he does sense it coming, but they're stunned as well as Ignite. If he can get the body blocks, a couple of auto attacks, they go for the snare, the chains are there, and LGD club down the NP. Quick first blood, and this is what Ogre does best. Yeah. Hit things.
That's a dream rune right there. He knew the Ogre was rotating with the mid ward towards that top rune, but it was the one rune that allowed Ogre to get there top lane faster. If that's any other rune, he lives. Even in Invis, I believe he lives because he was retreating at the exact right time to reach his tower and reach safety before Ogre gets there, unless Ogre's hasted. So a bit of misfortune coming General's way. I think he actually played that really well.
Oh, very successful there as Suneko sees the Ogre lumbering back towards mid and decides to tether off the hill, playing back, playing safe. Looking at CS here, it is, as you would expect, an advantage early on for Na'Vi with the Drow Aura and a total of 5 ranged heroes. Not that IO is going to be doing a whole lot of right-clicking, but they will look to use this Aura being maxed out for Ra.
Oh yeah. Goes for Frost Arrows. I really like the level up Frost Arrows build. I think you can bully the melee heroes out of the lane a bit better. It just gives you a lot more kill potential, and they will be going for kills fairly early on with the Nature's Prophet rotations that will be available. So having that extra bit of kill potential does mean you may be squishier, you don't have a couple stat points, you perhaps have a bit less damage coming out from your aura, but Frost Arrow is a very valuable spell when being aggressive.
They want to make a move on Suneko, trying to gun him down, but the shackles there from Dendy, keeping him alive, turning on the baby, engages forward. How is the Zio still alive? Suneko playing with LGD, and in the end, it is a kill. General rotates it and secures it. Really thought they had him there. Dendy fishing though, as he gone in too far. Suneko's bottles come in. The tether heal brings him up to full HP, but this time they snare him again. Is there any mod on? Except there's not. And Na'Vi, where LGD see a kill, Na'Vi see an opportunity for Suneko. Somebody kill that damn IO. LGD finally will, but if General could just get that one last on attack, he will. 3-2 the score. I mean, that could have easily been 2 extra kills the other way. LGD very close to getting a huge lead there, but these small advantages are snowballing heavily for Na'Vi.
And with a lineup like this, you don't want to give away small advantages because they quickly turn into very big advantages as Dichara approaches level 6, has his treads. That aura really amps up once he has marksmanship, and that's where Na'Vi snowball. Phase boots up on Nature's Prophet. Wouldn't be surprised. I think that, yeah, Dendy's has phase boots as well, so that extra right click, that extra mobility is coming, and the right click damage alone is going to be something LGD struggle to deal with.
I want to point out, Dendy actually opted for the level 2 shackle shot there. Usually you just see the power shot getting leveled up first, but you know, guys, that extra level made the difference. Otherwise, the IO gets hit one more time, and I'm pretty sure dies. His bottom lane, they have moved on to Xiao Wei. Beastmaster down for the count. It's General again, sprinting the trap, rotating, and setting up kills. This man's all over the place, but it does mean Aggressive gets a free lane. 31-6 now on the CS.
It's like, how scared are you of Aggressive getting a free lane? Dro, with the silence, has got some ways of dealing and controlling with Ember Spirit. You'll have the Shackle Shot as well later on.
Yeah, with the blink eventually that we heard from Ryu Boros.
It's not a game where Na'Vi are scared of an Ember Spirit unless they fail to hit their timings, which is going to be that fast early, take all their towers, 20-25 minutes in, be pushing high ground with an Aegis. So at that stage, best case scenario, Ember has a Battle Fury as his one item, but I don't think Battle Fury alone is going to be scary enough for Na'Vi to really worry about the fact that worry about him getting a free lane right now. They don't need to contest his lane because of how well everything else in the map is going.
The Director and just enough of a body block there from Artstar to allow Digyara to get in range. They really want the Sprout, but instead it's Aggressive, rotating bottom, living up to his name, diving into LB and diving back to the well. Xiaowei 2, they all live! He underestimated the raw damage of a Drow Ranger 4 ranged
Top tower.
lane, and he got punished.
Yeah, he went all in with the triple aggressive remnant. Probably had to because of his mana pool. Most likely didn't have mana to a remnant in, do as much damage as he could and remnant out, since early on you don't have the mana pool for it, but ultimately an unsuccessful rotation. But the kind of play he needs to make, he can't just sit top lane farming idly and expecting that like a Battle Fury is going to turn the game around. The way to turn this around is through fighting.
There is no Ember Spirit here to help, and they see MMY, they punish him. Again, it's General. This guy's just winning all the lanes right now. Maybe Dendi gets punished mid, but the IO of Suneko sticking around as a tether soon. It's too late. LGD finally something cleanly going their way. They do get a kill mid, but overall, this has just been the General show. I mean, you could talk about the Drow Ranger, Dendi having a good shackle and a great IO play, but more than anything, gods, moving around the Nature's Prophet is what has put Na'Vi up 3,000 gold, 2,000 experience at 7.5 minutes.
This is without taking a single tower yet, and that's gonna quickly start happening around the 10-minute mark.
Aggressive diving in once more. Flame Guard's there. He's used his last remnant to engage, and it's right into a stun from Artstar. Heavy physical damage. Chains, juking, looking to retreat. Oracle trying to finish him off. There's the Sprout. Gets the kill. Another death for Aggressive. MMY able to back away, though. So it is a 1-for-1, a core for a core.
Aggressive gets the XP since he stayed alive for the Prophet death, but it's still, to me, that's the one here on LGD side who's farming and doing okay. Trading his life for the off-lane core and Nature's Prophet, not worth it.
Looks like they wanted to go and dig out Rob, maybe. Astral them, they have the Hawk to get vision up the hill, and they move in with the orb, laying into that squishy Drow Ranger.
Dire's middle
Toby's tears were shed as she falls.
Some high-value kills for LGD, and getting the Drow Ranger specifically on the OD really helping out maybe. He needs to just get as many stat cost-effective items as possible. The treads, drums into some kind of, I almost want to say Blink Dagger just for the initiation factor. Aggressive, forced to remnant back defensively. They're chasing him though.
There's the stun, he's out of remnants, he's chewing food, he's like a kid through candy bars. And it will cost him Suneko twinking him down.
Double damage IO with
the IO.
Aura. Well, he didn't have the Jura Aura for the kill actually. He's a plus 106 damage.
Dire's top
Casual.
As an IO. You know, this is one of the most deceptive heroes when it comes to DD runes, but the ball just glows a little brighter. And now 5 out of the top 6 are on the side of Na'Vi. The gold stacking up the Shackle on mid. It's Dendi again. Level 3 Shackle. Level 1 power shot. Just fully relying here on the right-click damage and the Drow Aura.
I actually love it. It fits perfectly with the overall game plan for Na'Vi. The one thing they maybe lack is that initiation tool or ability to lock heroes down. Damage is not an issue whatsoever, so power shot becomes much less needed than just the raw lockdown that Shackle Shot provides.
And with Focus Fire, you're gonna hit hard, even without the Aghanim Scepter. We see Dendi grabbing Gloves of Haste. Last time it was a Maelstrom. Feels like that up-tempo type of game where Na'Vi just want to get cheap items to let them fight right here, right now. And while they have seen a hero, the Ogre lumbers in. Gods, this Na'Vi push machine is picking up steam.
One tower quickly became 2 towers, is quickly going to become either a 3rd tower or a Roshan.
How do they stop it? Where do they start?
That is a question I'm still like scratching my head trying to find answers
Well,
for.
September runs in, he does get off a stun, he's Astral to keep him alive, Aggressive lurches forward, but again, he finds himself on his own! Silence, nearly dead, can the Oracle save him? MMY, oh god, that's a lot of Focus Fire. He's about to pop 2 hero chains, and see you later. Down he goes, 3 for 2, Xiaowei trying to equal the score. The boar's working on art style. At least that's not going to give up a huge gold bounty, but now Shell 8, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Navi again, 4 heroes down and looking for a 5th. There's the TP from General. Seems MMY2 likely to fall. The Sprout comes through. No tangos, no escape. It's a wipe. Navi again and again, just relentless but very well thought out aggression.
And the thought process continues with the mech pickup coming next for General. They want to be able to sustain these fights and pushes. They've got the urn on the IO. They just didn't have the best mech candidate apart from the Nature's Prophet, so he'll go straight into that. And you've got to imagine, for LGD, it's like we can either just give up a free tower, or we can take a fight, probably lose it, but at least they don't get a tower to fall. I think a fight like that is ultimately the kind of right approach from LGD. It's not a great outcome. It's actually, right, it's a terrible outcome. They lose 5 heroes, only get 2 kills, but they have to fight into Na'Vi because it slows down the push. Even if it's a slightly unfavorable trade, that's going to be LGD's best kind of approach to this game. Look for those 2-for-2s, 2-for-3s.
I'm having flashbacks, man. I remember the old days when Host was playing Drow Ranger. He would get that Frost Armor creep with a Dominator and just solo Roche, but Na'Vi smoking his Radiant into the pit very early, only 11 minutes in, a free Aegis.
LGD too late to contest.
Calling aggressive shots. LGD were actually intending to smoke, but they've missed their window, at least for the pre-Roche fight. Do they go for the post-Roche fight? It seems desperation may be setting in because they're walking into the Aegis. It's a good time to fight. General does not gotten the mech yet in that sense.
There's no Sanity's Eclipse though.
Maybe, yeah, only level 7, and oh, they went right into a silence! Aggressive's gonna drop after this false promise. Can he get a kill out of it? Snako, low, will fall, but it's 3, 4, 5, all dead! LGD, another team wipe! It's feeling over. How do they turn it? You're in Na'Vi home turf. The crowd every time LGD gets a kill, they still cheer Na'Vi, and when Na'Vi gets a team wipe, they lose their mind.
This is Drow Ranger strats in a nutshell. This is just the perfect game for it. It was the perfect last pick. LGD did not have a good draft for dealing with. They didn't have that good hero to kind of break the gap, initiate, get on the Drow Ranger. They have an Ember with a 5-minute forward, but the interaction between these two heroes goes both ways. You've also got Silence coming out from Drow to help deal with, and also your timing beats the Ember Spirits. Ember doesn't even have his Ring of Aquila. He's trying to finish that. He's going to have to go for a very early game, drums, treads, anything he can get, and Na'Vi, they're already breaking the high ground at this point.
They're planting happy little trees to mark their victory as they march down mid, looking for the clean sweep here, en route to what would be their first grand finals, and especially their first one at Starladder in a very long time. They're now banging away at the melee racks. How do LGD engage into this damage? Just a couple right clicks. Even the Ogre can't stand against it, let alone Squisher here. So aggressive. Remnants in. He's got none left in reserve and doesn't even hit a chains. Melee racks down. No commitment. If they don't go soon, it's Na'Vi who will. And Sep is low. Silenced up. The Ogre's down. Chalet 2. Maybe next after a false promise ends. Can they even kill Zaneko? No! He gets out! OD hammer dropped. And then trying for the banish. He pops after anyway. It was a good effort, but a triple kill for Denny. Everybody is healed, and that's all she wrote. Na'Vi back to the finals.
What a dominant game number 2. Fantastic strategy, perfect execution. You can just see the excitement and happiness in the face of Na'Vi. They have bested LGD, a very strategic victory in game number 1, but you look at game number 2, you look at game number 1, that was the out execution. And then they come up with the draft, the strategy. They show they can not just outplay LGD, they can outdraft them, and this team is